Today, we're going to be talking about what's holding you back from achieving your goals. Now, I want you to imagine that you're walking down this path, and at the end of it's your goal. But as you're walking through the path, there's like just these little roadblocks that you kind of need to get through to get there. And this is what this can allow us to do. Is when we figure out what's holding us back from achieving our goal, we want to uncover what's the first roadblock. Because oftentimes we don't even know what's getting in our way. We're like, well, I'm trying things, but when I really look at it, I'm not taking that much action, or I keep starting and stopping. Or I'm like believing in myself and then I'm not believing, and then it just feels like it's working, and then it feels like it isn't working, and it's all confusing and it's all overwhelming. So that's what we want to do. We want to figure out what is that roadblock that's in the way. Because when we do that, then we know what to solve for. If we know that the first roadblock that's in the way is a fear of failure, then we can start working on that. But if we don't know, we're afraid, we're just confused and we're overwhelmed, and we just don't know when we're not taking action, it's a lot harder to work through when we don't actually know what the thing is. And so, a couple questions you can actually ask yourself to help you uncover this thing is, why wouldn't I want to achieve my goal? Now, I want to point out that this is not like a judgment question. Like, the answers do not need to be because I'm terrible, because I'm not good at this, because it's never going to happen. Like, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for answers that actually figure out, like, why might we not want to? Like, genuinely, very curiously, why might we not want to? Maybe we're afraid of something that might happen if we do. Maybe we're afraid of failing. Maybe we're afraid of being humiliated. Maybe we're afraid of being embarrassed. Like, really gently ask yourself, like, why wouldn't I want to achieve it? And then just start going down the list. Another question that you can ask yourself is, when you think about like that first action to take, just to ask yourself, why am I not taking that action? And again, not a judgment question. So we want to figure out very curiously, like, why are you avoiding that thing? And it could be as simple as, like, I sit down to do it and I feel frozen, or I feel like my heart's racing pretty fast and I just can't do it. Or like I sit there and I just stare at the screen and I don't know what to write, or it's confusing, or I'm overwhelmed, or whatever the reason is. Like, figure out what's that reason that you aren't taking like that next action. And then another question that you can ask yourself is, what am I believing that's keeping me from going after my goal? And again, this could be very simple. It's like, I'm believing that I can't do it. I'm believing it's not going to be worth it. I'm believing that I don't know how. Like, what are the beliefs that you're believing that's keeping you from going after that goal? And if you want help with this, where we can really explore, like, what is that very first roadblock, and also how do we overcome that? How do we move through it? Then you're definitely going to want to sign up for my 12-week coaching program. Because with this program, we're going to be able to do exactly that. We're going to be able to answer these questions, figure out, okay, what's the reason? But then I'm going to be able to ask you questions that will actually help you move through that reason. So if you're afraid of like failure, for example, then I'm going to be able to ask you some questions. We can pull that apart so that maybe we can see that like failure isn't so scary after all. But in order to do that, we have to understand why your brain is so afraid. So if this is something that you're interested in, then go to successbykayla.com to sign up for your free consult call. Because on this consult call, we're going to be talking about where you're at. So we're going to start on this side of the road, and then we're going to figure out, where do you want to go? And then we're going to talk about like all the roadblocks that could be between it. And then we're going to talk about how I can actually help you through this program move through those roadblocks in a way that makes it feel so much easier, so much more simple, and so much more fun. So go to successbykayla.com to sign up for that consult.